Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
The Hofbräu House in downtown Buffalo invites all our friends from Chautauqua County to experience craft beer, Bavarian food, and live entertainment. Check us out on our Facebook page and website for family-friendly events throughout the year.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. It is truly a Chautauqua sunrise this morning. At least it was when I pulled in here. What a gorgeous day. Hope you're all doing well. I was counting on my fingers just a bit ago that there are 5 days left before Christmas. I think I got it figured out. It's that wild time of year, isn't it? Got all your shopping done, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay. Tree up?
Yeah.
Good man. All right. My house, the same thing. I got the decorations on the tree. Just got to get the angel up there, but I don't do that unless Barb's around, because who knows what's going to happen if I get on a chair.
Trip was up before we left for Hawaii.
You were, oh, and the birds are back. How's that? They went to Hawaii. Randy called in from wherever you were, Waikiki Beach, I guess it was. What island is that? Do you know?
Oahu.
Oahu. Bless you.
You know where Honolulu is?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. Well, he didn't tell me. He just said he wasn't quite sure where he was at the time. It was like 4:30 in the morning. Anyways, we're glad to be back with the birds here. And Jeff and I did a stellar job last week. It was just the two of us. We had folks from Infinity on the show. And we had a substitute cameraman who did the best he could, Galen Zook, so we got through it. Well, I hope you're all doing well. And I want to say good morning to all of you that are watching us live right now, streaming for wherever you are in the world. I want to say good afternoon for all of you that are over in Europe. We know that you watch us from time to time. And Natalia over in Ukraine, I know you're probably watching. I just know you're watching because she sends me little notes every once in a while. And one of my guests and I and Natalia, we're friends on Facebook, so we do keep up with her. And let's see. Oh, yes. And you can check us out throughout the week over on our Facebook page. And after today, it'll be put on YouTube forever and ever, as long as YouTube's around. I don't know. And let's see, what else? And then we're going to be, I know it's hard to believe, on the radio. We're going to be on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. So for those of you that are listening, thanks for checking in. This is our next to the last show for the year. That seems hard to believe. We are show 594 today. Yeah, wow, I was right. And Justin, 600 is coming up soon, and I'm still not going to tell you who it's going to be. I have a surprise guest for show 600. Every 100th show, I bring in a surprise guest, and we're going to have some fun with this guest. All right. So check us out on the radio. Also, throughout the show, you may have a question, a comment. You may have an activity, a fundraiser, whatever. Give us a call. Ready? Bring it up. 716-753-5225. See how we did that? And throughout the week, if you can't call in today, because we're done at 10 o'clock, nobody's going to answer the phone, chautauquasunrise@gmail.com. So email me, chautauquasunrise, all one word, @gmail.com. I don't care where you are in the county. All right, we'll get your announcements on because remember, we do talk about everything that's cool and exciting and important here in Chautauqua County. All righty? So, let's see. I was thinking this morning, me and Brody were out in the snow walking around, that if I could do an analysis from a psychological point of view of the weather lately, I would give it multiple personality syndrome. How can you go from 55 degrees to 18? Today's going to be in the 40s. Tomorrow, I don't know what it's going to be. But the good news is that I guess Christmas Day and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day after, if that's such a thing, Boxing Day? Huh? Bipolar would be a good one. The weather's going to be pretty nice. I guess it's going to be sunny for the most part this coming week, and in the upper 30s and maybe even 40, I think, on Christmas. Still be a white Christmas as far as I know, but anyways. And woo, where I live, every year for the last 5 or 6 years, I don't know what's going on, but the wind, it's been stronger than I ever remember. And we've lived up on the hill there for 30, almost 40 years now, and the winds are terrific. I don't get it. It was like just howling for the last 2 or 3 days, and even my dog Brody, he didn't even want to go out. Justin, you know Brody. He likes being outdoors. He was like, get me back in quick. Okay. So, this holiday season, of course, is one of those seasons that is like kind of like you get real up, and then sometimes you kind of get down. And I do know for a couple of reasons, the holidays are tough on people, for a variety of reasons. Also, we get that seasonal light deprivation syndrome going, and I used to think, yeah, sure, no, it's real. I know people that they need to turn the lights on and keep music playing and stuff like that. So if you're feeling kind of blue right now with the weather and everything, turn on the lights, put on some music, and if you're really struggling, there's a great number that my friend Jeff Witten has given us, and it's called 988. If you call 988 on your cell phones or whatever, you will get a professional counselor, somebody that will listen to you and talk with you. So please, if you're struggling this holiday season, 988 is a great, it's national, it's across the United States, and check it out if you have to. And that's one of our jobs here, is sharing that kind of information with you. Also, this is the last weekend for one of our underwriters, the Opera House over in Buffalo. And they are finishing up with their Chris Kindle Market. I said it correctly after all these weeks. Took me a little while. It's a European-style Christmas market with little booths, and they've got things from all around the world there, and local stuff as well. First time in my life I ever interviewed 2 llamas. Oh no, they weren't llamas, they were the alpacas. They look like llamas. I interviewed 2 alpacas, and they didn't have much to say, but we still had a nice conversation. Lots of fun things going on there. So Hopper House is they're in Lower Buffalo on Scott Street. Happy that they're one of our underwriters, so check it out if you're interested. Let's see, what else is going on? We're going to share some more information about things that are going on here this weekend and in the first part of the week. We'll get to that here in a little bit. So let me just double check here if I got everything covered that I want to talk about. I think so. So let's get right to our announcements because my guests are just anxious to come on here. All right, ready, Jeff? Let's get the slides up this time. Slide 15, winter break will be here before you know it. Looking for something to do with the kiddos or just get yourself out of the house after the busy holiday? Join the Dwyer family December 29th. This is especially for veterans, 4 to 5:30 at the Northwest Arena in Jamestown for ice bumper cars. Justin, we got to do this sometime. We got to get the team down there. How fun would that be? Or ice skating. Don't want to do either activity? No worries. You are welcome just to come hang out and watch the fun. Let's see. They need to know information like who's going to come and how many and so forth. And this is our friend Joanne Zorba, who's in charge of the Dwyer Group. And her number is 716-781-8861. So 716-781-8861. And this is specially designed for our veterans in Chautauqua County. And there's a lot of veterans, I think. I forgot how many, 9,000, something like that, that are here, and they encourage you to get out there and have some fun with your friends. All right, on to the next slide. Santa at the Chautauqua Mall, still today. He's still hanging out there, folks. Look at him over there. December 20th, today, from 1 to 5 p.m. December 21, tomorrow, 1 to 4 p.m. All right, photos with Santa at the Chautauqua Mall. Celebrate the magic of the season and create unforgettable memories with Santa at Chautauqua Mall. Gather the family and stop for the festive photos filled with holiday cheer. This is the last weekend before Santa has to make his midnight flight. All right, so that's this weekend. And I actually have a photo of me and my brother sitting with Santa when we were like 3 and 4. We were like the Bobbsey twins. My mother dressed us the same. It was kind of weird, actually. We're 11 months apart, but we look like twins. All right, slide 17. As the year comes to a close, Medicare beneficiaries have an important opportunity to review their coverage and make adjustments and prepare for the year ahead. Whether you're enrolled in the original Medicare or Medicare Advantage plan or Standard Part D prescription drug plan, understanding what actions to take at year end can help you avoid unexpected costs and ensure that your health coverage meets your needs. Each fall, Medicare plans send out an annual notice of change outlining updates for the coming year. This document explains changes to monthly premiums, deductibles, copays. Getting lost yet? Provider networks, drug formularies, and additional benefits, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So why do I want to tell you all about this? Because our friends at the Office for Aging Services are more than happy to help you out. And now that we finally got past, I think it was December 15th, the calls that people want to talk to you about your insurance is over. So my phone has finally got quiet. But in the meanwhile, people that you can talk to locally here in Chautauqua County, and they're awesome. I have sent people to them, and they have saved lots of money and get questions answered. You can do one of two things, all right? The number is on the screen right now. This is our New York Connection hotline for the Office for Aging Services, 716-753-4582, 716-753-4582, or you can call 1-800-633-4227, and that's for Medicare assistance. It's a hotline. My recommendation is call locally, and you'll get a hold of some local people, and they will help you navigate through all of this insurance stuff. And I don't have to tell you, by watching the headlines right now, things are a little crazy with insurance, so you may want to know what the up-to-the-minute options are for you, and you may just want to stay with the policy you have. But instead of worrying about it, give them a call. One more time, 716-753-4582. And we talk about that here on the show, and they are awesome, and they will help you, okay? And then finally, this is an important one, HEAP. Some of you maybe have heard about it, or you have used it. As winter settles in, which it has, local officials are sharing welcome news for older adults worried about staying warm at home. This always seems weird that we would even talk about this, but people sometimes, they drop their thermometers down to save money so they can buy groceries or prescriptions or whatever. So, have a listen. The New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance has reopened the Home Energy Assistance Program that we all have known called HEAP. Heating Equipment Repair and Replacement Benefit, which is now open as of December 11th for qualifying older homeowners. Okay, so I'm going to read the whole thing because this is important. The reopening follows their announcement earlier this fall that the benefit was temporarily paused. With funding now restored, this program once again is available, though with temporary changes. Due to limited statewide resources, HEAP benefits are being offered only to homeowners aged 60 or older. Now, this is the Heating Equipment Repair and Replacement Program I'm talking right now. It's a benefit, all right? Applicants must own and reside in their home as their primary residence. If multiple people are listed on the deed, at least one must be 60 or older when applying. All other HEAP eligibility rules remain the same. So this is a little different. This is like part of HEAP. Residents may apply by contacting the local social services line through the county at 716-661-8200. Okay, one more time, 716-661-8200. Now, our friend Dana Corwin, who's the director of the Chautauqua County Office for Aging Services, emphasizes the following. It's the support for older adults facing unexpected home heating problems. This is more than a program, it's peace of mind. All right, for seniors living on fixed incomes, a broken furnace or unsafe heating system can be frightening. Leaking gas, stuff like that, or overheating. We're grateful that this program restored this funding so our older residents can stay safe, warm, and independent in their homes. Okay, and then from Carmelo Hernandez, who's the Director of Mental Hygiene and Commissioner of Social Services, highlighted the strong partnership that made this reopening possible. And this is the quote, "We truly value the collaboration with this program and the Office for Aging Services. Our teams, them talking, are ready to help eligible homeowners navigate the process and receive the repairs or replacements they urgently need." So, two things, folks. If you're eligible for HEAP, to help pay for your heating costs, check that out. If you need repairs to your furnace and your heating systems, check this out. So once again, the same number, which is really cool, 716-753-4582, and ask for the HEAP or the program that helps you repair your furnace. Okay? Woo! That's important stuff. So, we're going to take a little breather. We're going to be right back, and this is for you. We've got a little commercial break.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Isn't that the truth? And there are children that certainly need a loving home, and you don't have to be perfect to be a foster parent. So if you're interested, check it out. And I don't do the haircuts in our house. I'm banned from that. And also painting. Not very good at either one. Okay, so I'm going to welcome back a friend of mine. Yeah, it's time. Stephanie Stevens, who's the Executive Director of the YWCA in Westfield. Good morning, Steph.
Good morning. Nice to be here again.
Thank you for coming. And are you feeling better? I know you were under the weather a bit ago. So
Yes, I am. I get COVID every year. And
do you get a vaccine for it?
yeah.
And you
And
still
the
get it?
booster
And the
and
booster?
all the stuff. I got the card, my phone, and the New York State, well, all that. So, yeah, it's fun.
Okay,
I'm
hold
feeling-
on. We are having some problem hearing you evidently.
Okay.
So if you can take your microphone while I'm talking and move it higher yet,
Okay.
and just bring it up maybe to the top button area there. Okay, how's that? Let's say hello.
Hi.
How's that, Jeff? Any better? Okay,
A
a
little
little
bit.
bit higher yet?
Higher, yeah, okay, all
I
right.
don't know. There's no right or wrong. That probably will do it. Okay, all right. I'm
All right.
positive that'll work now.
Great.
So you're feeling better, and that's great.
Yes, yes.
So, my feeling is this, they've never guaranteed that you're not going to get COVID if you get the vaccine, but I'm told that if you do get the vaccine, the consequences will be a lot less.
Right.
So
Right.
does that seem to be true for you?
Yeah, it hasn't been terrible. It's mostly like a cold.
So how did you know you had it this time?
Well, my friend and I always get it on her birthday.
Oh.
Her birthday's in-
So
It's like a
little
present.
gift present. It'll give me
Keeps on
back.
giving,
Yeah.
yes. So she always has a test. She works in up here in probation, and so we always do our annual test together. And This was the
year?
same as every year. Yeah.
So you were feeling just kind of run down and had a fever or something like
Yeah,
that?
not even a fever, just my joints ached and my muscles ached and all of that. So.
I've had it twice, and
Yeah.
it's not fun.
Yeah, no, it's not fun, but
But it's not as scary as it used to be.
no,
So
no,
I'm glad
for
that-
me anyway.
Right,
For
right.
my
But
experience,
anybody, so, and through the Office for the Aging Services, we always talk a lot about getting the vaccine, especially for those that are medically fragile.
Yeah.
Senior citizens over a certain age and so on. So enough on that. So welcome back to the show, and what are we going to talk about today?
We've got so much to talk about for
All right.
YWCA Westfield. We really do. We've got a new program, fairly new, and funded by our partners, the United Way, which we're so grateful for. It's called the Girls Leadership Initiatives, and it's a really great program. We've a really great program director. Her name is Bonnie Hartley.
Okay, good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning.
And I'll let you say more.
Okay.
Well, let's hold up now. So
Yeah.
the YWCA is in Westfield, yes?
Yes.
And we're in Westfield.
Yes. What?
Where?
Oh, where? I thought you said we're in Westfield. I'm like, what?
No, we're in Mayville.
We're not. We're in Mayville. We're 58 South Portage. That's only half a cup of coffee, too. Yeah, 58 South Portage,
Okay.
Westfield, New York.
Okay. And so before we get to the program, all right,
Yes.
what's the mission of the Y?
So we are to empower women, eliminate racism, and strengthen our communities.
Wow, that's a tall order.
It is. You know, we're really here to strengthen our community and do whatever it takes.
You guys are your agency, organization is pretty old, right?
Yeah, we are over 130 years old, I think it's 131, 132. And YWCA USA has been around for 160 years.
Wow.
So, and the first YWCA was YWCA New York City.
And you have served at a statewide level, right? You were
Yes.
the president?
Yes, I was the president of the YWCAs of New York State
Wow.
for 3 years, and it was great. It was.
How many Ys are there in New York State?
There's 19 throughout New York State.
Wait a
There-
minute, there's only 19
There's
in
only
all of them?
19, yeah.
Why does that seem like a low number?
Well, there's 200 throughout the U.S., and then obviously there's YWCA World and YWCA World Services. So the areas that we cover are pretty huge too, and what we provide in each organization is completely different.
Okay,
So what
so-
we provide in Westfield is completely different from what they provide in Jamestown, and that's good.
So there's 2 in Chautauqua County?
Yes,
So
2
you
in
are 2 out of 19 in Chautauqua County?
Yes, we do.
You're a powerful
We
team.
we're a force.
A force to be reckoned.
We're a
So,
force.
so you empower women, and I think we're going to talk a little bit about that through your program, right,
Yes.
Bonnie? We'll get to that in a second. So how do you work about racism? What's that all about?
Well, we do a lot with that. I mean, we're really here for our community. We have open door policy. We do an occasional town hall if we need to. And we really try to partner with other agencies, other nonprofits who do this work as well.
Okay.
So I really believe that the nonprofit world is like a body. And without all the moving parts, it can't move forward. So say, I don't want to support this nonprofit and empower women, say. Well, without that leg, that whole body cannot move. And I truly believe that we've got to support each other to be able to move forward as one nonprofit.
Okay, so we all watch the news and things like this, and this, again, I don't go politics, this is just an observation, but I'm getting the sense that racism is becoming a huge issue again.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the 50s, and I watched the whole movement over time, with the various presidents and with the organizations. I was even in a program working in the inner city when I was in high school. I student taught in the inner city and so forth. And we were doing the best we could to bust up this whole concept of racism. It just seems like it's sneaking back. Are you getting a sense of that too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, how about here in Chautauqua County? How does that feel right now?
Yeah, it definitely, it's everywhere. And if you don't think it's where you are, then you need to educate yourself more on it. It's everywhere.
Okay.
And it's bringing awareness really to it.
And having gone to college in the early 70s, women liberation, if you will, a movement was very strong. And again, I feel like there's an erosion to that.
Yeah.
So are you guys like tuned into all this? I mean, to zap a lot of this stuff?
Absolutely. We have to be.
Yeah.
We have to be. It's our turn. It's our turn to stand up and get up every day and do the hard work and be aware of what's going on, because, you know, just because something isn't happening in Chautauqua County or is happening and we're not seeing it, doesn't mean that it's stronger and worse in different places.
Right, and it creeps in over time, too.
It creeps in,
Gotta
and
be on
next
your
thing you
guard.
know, rights are getting stripped.
And Bonnie, we're going to get to you in just a second. I just want to do some opening comments here. I don't know, I was watching TV about the suffragettes or something like that, and someone mentioned that it wasn't so long ago that women couldn't get their own credit card.
Yeah.
And I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
You know? And so I remember one day at the credit union, I forgot what it was. Somehow or another, Barb had a different number than me, and I go, "Oh, well, that's cool." They said, "No, that's the law," you know. And I go, "I didn't realize that," or whatever.
Right.
So even though we seem to have made great strides, there's certainly an opportunity for erosion, and we'll be vigilant on that.
Absolutely, and I think with anything, you have to take good care of what you've earned. And we've come a long way, and we need to make sure that we take good care of that, take care of our rights, take care of other women, and protect.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's a good springboard. So you said this program, it was partly funded with United Way?
Yes.
Okay, so
Fully funded by
fully,
United Way.
fully
Fully funded.
Well, and is that Tori? No. That's
Amy.
Amy.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. You and I are in too many organizations.
I know, they do. We're on a lot of boards together.
Yes, Amy was on not too long ago. Yeah.
Amy was our keynote speaker as
Yes,
well.
she was awesome.
People are still talking about
You know
her
what?
speech.
And I've been using her phrase, just show up.
Yeah.
See, I even remember
Show
that.
up.
Just show up.
Yeah.
Do something. Don't just sit there. Show up.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about as the nonprofit world being one body, and you have to give to get. So you have to go support those nonprofits. You have to support their galas and their functions, and you don't have to do a lot. You don't have to be on a soapbox, screaming at the town. You have to sit and you have to show up. You have to listen, and you have to say, "I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm listening."
Great. Okay, so where did the concept of this program come from? And then we'll talk about how it's been implemented with your fearless leader here.
So this started in New York City, and YWCA New York City. And my good friend, the CEO in YWCA New York City, her name is Elba. We've been talking about this for a long time, about how I could take something that's happening in New York City and put it into Chautauqua County. I mean, that's difficult,
I do understand.
Yes. So, with her guidance, she just kind of, she gave me her book and said, "Here you go. This is what we do.
Here's the playbook." Yeah.
And now you've got to scale it down." And so I started doing this, and like I start everything, I think I can do it by myself, and I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to throw it out there. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be so awesome. And I tell everybody that I'm pulling my hair out and crying, and how am I going to do this? And I asked somebody to help me. And she came in, Bonnie, and she's been a powerhouse ever since. She's taken it and molded it to YWCA Westfield.
Okay.
And it's been amazing.
All right, so let's get over to Bonnie. What do you say?
Yes.
Okay, Bonnie, it's the Girls Leadership Initiative. So what's it all about? What's the key ingredients in this program?
One of the things that was really important, and by the way, we're very grateful. I want to just mention about Amy. I also say show up, but one of the things that it's about is learning from women who are leading, who are in our county, who are our powerhouses,
Yes.
and who are making a difference.
When she talks, people listen. When y'all talk, people listen. That's important.
And listening to Stephanie and seeing her on the stage and seeing the women recipients of, at the gala. So our girls were there. And why it was important is because if they can see themselves in someone else's story or in someone else's path or on someone else's path, but then there's this gap. Here I am, I'm in school, I'm just a teen, how do I get there? You know, the thing is about helping them emerge their own story, and it's about helping them change the narrative. You know, it's like, oh, we're just in Chautauqua County.
Oh, I am so tired of that one.
Right.
Oh, I grew up in such and such a town, or what do you expect, you know? It's like garbage.
It is.
It is. But if it gets in a person's mind, or if it gets in a kid's mind,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, it totally defies the creative agency that we're all given when we're born on this earth. And so Stephanie and I talk about this. It's not just what you learn, it's not just what you know, but it's about being able, and this is big in my work as a coach and a trainer over many years. You know, when I'm coaching or I'm training a workshop or leading a workshop, you know, one of the things that I bring in very soon as we get started is, you know, something that Eric Teller from Google talks about, you know, the curve change, where rapid change these days feels more than what people can handle. More than what people can handle. And so it's our capacity to not just try to calm the stress, because nobody's seeing the stress go down anytime soon. But it's about, one of the things also along the story is, how do I emerge within myself the greater capacity, the resilience, the ability to pivot, the ability to see beyond, the ability to be growthful and growth-oriented in my thinking instead of fixed, like, oh, I can, or oh, I can't.
So hang on here a minute. You're talking about you're a coach and a trainer. This has nothing to do with GLI.
No.
I don't know anything about your background, so let's talk about your background for a second.
I have a great kitten, Charlie, with my mom. I live with my mom. I'm a care companion, and my mom makes me softer, and I help make home better.
So did you grow up in the Westfield area?
I grew up in Westfield. I'm a 79 grad. Yeah. I was just over at the Union Relief Ball, and we were sitting I was sitting at a table with friends of mine I've known for, we had to actually say, has it been 50 years? Yeah. But I used to live in New York City.
Let's not go there.
Right. But I used to live in New York City, and I know what it's like actually to be in the big city and then to come back, and people would say, why did you come back? I'm not here to talk about that, but one of the things that we want girls in our program to know is that they don't have to go away. Life may take you away.
Oh, yes. Oh, I can't wait to get out of here. I can't wait to
Right.
whatever. And then I find later on, about in their 40s, they're coming back.
And what if
Right,
they could
right.
see some of the gold and the gem now?
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
could see where not just what's missing, but how they can actually make a difference to create the county they want or the region they want.
So outside of the Y, you do other kinds of trainings?
Yes.
It's like by yourself?
No, so one of the things that I've done for a really long time is work with high-performing executives and teams. So I became certified as a coach in 2002.
Oh, cool.
Newfield Network and organizational learning through George Mason University. And then have built on that over many years and bring in heart-based regulation from a very early time. And what I do is help them to become more present and more creative than reactive.
I didn't know anything about this. This is cool.
Yeah, so that whole ability to be able to shift from reactivity into presence and creativity used to be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
To now it's like, can you help me keep myself together so that I'm not taking my stress at home, or I'm not stress stacking during the day and I'm blowing my team. You know, when you talk about also young people, there's a lot of old thinking. You know, people are in protector mode or they're in enforcer mode. In our program, because of my background, we're looking to mentor and emerge in our young people, not just, you know, possibility, you know, great stories, fluff them up, but capacity within their thinking. How do they think? And how can they manage their emotions? One of the things the girls love is we've already dealt with, I brought in leading with a smart brain and a wise heart, you know, because it's a combination. And my girls are already telling me that their days are better.
Cool.
The crazy brain gets quieter. Their muscles aren't so tense. They're resetting during the day. And in other words, and so we had Tonya Dodd come in, and we were doing how to design self-care habits. But again, it's taking it from the head and then into the body and activities. And so I use learning dynamics to get them active.
I like this activity you did with the bracelets and the word.
That was one of my first things that I really wanted to do. I had a basket of stuff that I had for over a decade. And I said, I want to do this with kids someday. I don't know when. And I had brought it upstairs and it was in a closet. So when Stephanie and I had talked, it was like, oh, maybe I can use this basket. But I have a great connection with Kim McKay of Makerspace, who's coming into Westfield and has bought the Dollar Tree building.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I saw some.
She's bringing in Makerspace. But instead of me leading the whole thing, I partnered up with Kim. So in other words, I'm bringing people in from the community. So I created the whole coaching format around it, about picking a word, how to pick a word that matters.
Yeah.
Right?
What's your stuff?
So mine is discipline. So, hey, it's discipline. So
I'm sorry.
What about
Why
that
is
makes
he
you laugh?
laughing so loud? This reminds me to have some.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, let me just jump in because this is exactly why we were doing this.
Yeah.
So we have girls that their words were courage, perseverance, smile. And the reason why is because, it reminds them, they look down and they go, oh, so my gal who is like, persevering, she said, I realize I'm letting myself off the hook and I'm not staying with things that I say I want. So I want to persevere. Discipline.
Okay, yeah.
Discipline.
But it's the whole idea of like, how does that word live in your life? So it's not just pick a word and it was a fun activity. Then
That's your
we're
mantra,
evolving it. It's like, how is it living in your life? What's one way you put it into practice this week and what did you learn?
Right.
Yeah.
Right now for the listeners and the viewers, I want everybody for just a moment take themselves back to their teenhood and would you go back? And my answer is absolutely not. Because I didn't, well, I shouldn't say that. I was a Boy Scout. And I learned a lot of those kinds of things through Boy Scouts, but I see a lot of kids that I grew up with that didn't have those abilities, those skill sets, those encouragements to do some of those things. And, they struggled. And that was a very tough time growing up. And I'm not exactly sure why, but I just don't want to go back there again. Because I look at the me then and I look at the me now. They're two different people, thank God.
Right.
And but I was not somebody that was, that would sit in front of a TV, all these years or do all the things that I've done. Because I know you can see, it would seem really weird for me to say this, I was pretty shy.
Right. Well, and you said something pretty important there. You were part of what? Boy Scouts, right? So you were part of something that gave you those skills to be who you are today and who you were back then, a little stronger, a little wiser, gave you more knowledge to move forward into situations that maybe you wouldn't know how to handle typically, and that's what the Girls Leadership Initiative
I have a daughter, and I remember her teen years were real tricky at times. And I always told her one thing, of all things, I said, Steph, whatever you do, don't tell anybody about your life, private life. And she looked at me, I said, don't tell your girlfriends about your boyfriends, don't tell her what. And she came home just bawling her eyes out one day. I said, what's the matter? She goes, they thought I was, and I go, what did you tell them about my boyfriend? I go, I told you not to tell them.
Right, yeah.
But she.
Yeah, so say a little bit more about why you brought that up.
Because I had learned, there's certain things you just keep private, and that there are those out there that are that are whatever reason they like to jump in there and just give you a hard time and pick on you and demoralize you, and you just feel
well. In this age of social media, I mean that's one of the things that
bullying, things like that.
And there is something to be said. One of the things that when we created this, the Y has been there for over 130 years. When I grew up, and a lot of women in our community remember and have great memories of being at the Y and it being a place of belonging, a safe place. And we often did have conversations, but we also had a culture that helped us cultivate more trust, generally.
Yeah.
But social media, you put something out there, and there is some stuff going on where kids actually, I hate to say it, I mean, where kids have committed suicide because they have been on social media and said something about themselves because it was worked out of them by a nefarious force. And so digital literacy is part of GLI. I'm bringing in Megan Horton with Patterson Library. I'm a big fan of what's happening in Finland. By 4th grade, they're getting digital literacy. What's real, what's not. If you're going to be a leader, you only not want to be duped yourself, but you don't want to dupe others unintentionally because you don't know how to tell the difference. And you also want to build up discernment. When I talk about developing the inner part, we all have an inner compass, inner wisdom, and if we can learn to actually cultivate the skill to learn how this system works, right? We're not just at the mercy of the outside forces of the world.
Right.
And that was one of the biggest things for me. I mean, anybody that knew me growing up, you know, would say I was a fighter, right? But you can't. If a hammer is the only tool you have, everything and everyone is a nail. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So we're cultivating a bandwidth, cultivating more of a toolkit for girls to, in what I like to say, and this came to me as an inspiration, in a world that feels more uncertain than ever, we want girls to feel more sure of themselves.
Right.
It doesn't mean we depend only on ourselves, does it? Because if we didn't know how to connect with ourselves, connect with something greater, connect with others and tap into resources, this whole idea, the narrative of the rugged individualist who can do it all alone, has got to take a breather.
Yeah.
Because we are better in community, we do more, and in belonging, it's not just me. So another thing with our girls in GLI, number one, they're smart, they're funny, they are brave, they're pioneering this program.
I like how you had financial literacy.
Well, we're going to bring that in just a second, because they're interested and they realize that their choices now impact their life later. I was like all in no matter what it was, you know. My mother said, if your friends jumped off a cliff, would you too?
Oh, I heard that too. Oh my God, yes. And
I'd be
You'd
like,
probably be leading it.
yeah, I'd be like down here going, oh yeah, that was a cliff.
So let me ask you a question. How many years has this program been in effect? Just this the first year or second year? What do we got?
We just finished our first cohort, which was the fall cohort, and it was because of Stephanie's trust in me and our ability to work together, that we, I had time to forge great relationship with the school. So shout out to Scott Cooper and Laura Wilson. And Laura Wilson. And so when girls are part of GLI, they earn wave hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that goes toward their 40 for graduation, which is a must. We have girls from Silver Creek, not just Westfield. A lot of people don't know that yet. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, and these girls, they're already leading already. They may be quiet, but they're finding their voice here, but they're leading already, whether it's in the arts or it's in sports or it's in, and you mentioned something about financial literacy. So I do want to mention also Jacqueline Phillips, Britt Mead.
Oh, Jackie, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to do something really cool, but that'll be another show.
Jackie walks in the room. Jackie's in the room.
Yeah.
Jackie, if you're watching, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I love Jackie. We're great friends.
She's wonderful.
But she's an example. I believe that she could be a poster girl for GLI.
Absolutely.
So how many girls are in the program? I know it's a start.
So we have 6 in the program. We have 6 in the program, and one of the things I want to say is, and I held off on this name, Kathy Archer, Full Strength Coffee. We, our very first GLA meeting, we decided we wanted to do it at full strength, and Kathy's been a great proponent, and I created a session called Leadership Matters a Latte. Yes, that's intentional. And
they have that great mural you took a picture in front of.
From the time that we started GLI and put it in the works in January, in that time, without even having this conversation, Kathy and Wendy and Sherry had that beautiful mural put on the side. So when you go to YWCA-Westfield.org and you go to the site to learn about GLI, you will see a picture of the girls in front of that mural. And that's going to be a yearly thing, So to have that happen.
Describe the mural for everybody. Like in Jamestown, they may not know what the mural is.
It's beautiful. It's colorful. Empowered women empower women.
Right.
And from the very start, in my very first notes, we've been talking about empowered girls become empowered women. Now this is what I say: empowered girls become empowered women faster.
And where's this mural located for those that don't know?
It's right there. Was it Cass Street, Stephanie? It's right on the side of Full Strength Coffee, which is on Main Street in Westfield.
Okay.
Calarco's is on that street,
Oh,
right?
Market Street.
Is on
Market Street.
Market Street, yeah.
Okay.
Market Street, okay. Market Street. Yeah. So yeah, when you say Calarco's, I go, oh, fish, right. So it's like,
Fish.
now let me tell you something, and now that's really great that even came up, because Calarco's is now 4th generation, and it's a girl in the family who is,
They were just there last night?
Yeah.
Well, that's how most of Main Street in Westfield is, right?
Do you remember me calling you from Main Street?
Yes.
And I just come out of Britt's place, and I was saying, Steffi, I just want to remind you, do you know that in Westfield and Mayville, the majority of new business is women-owned?
Well, I was mentioning Melissa Badamy.
Yeah.
Was here on
She's
the
going to
show.
be one of our field trips.
And she should be.
Well, and
Yeah.
she was one of our women of distinction.
Right.
Yes, she was.
And she was the New York State small business operator, woman's operator in New York State.
Oh my gosh, you talk about hitting it out of the park.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so we're going to be talking about that. I want to go back to the financial literacy
Yeah,
real
please
quick,
do.
right?
Sure.
Because we just kicked it off. And by the way, GLI is not done. We have our winter-spring cohort starting January 20th.
All right, so what happens to the first 6 girls?
So they continue.
Okay.
They continue if they
So
want
like
to.
a module
Yep,
type
they've
thing.
said they want to continue,
All right.
and we're opening up enrollment in actually now. I was going to say January 3rd, but we're here today. So
Right.
if you want to go on and fill out an application, it's really easy to do. The purpose of the application is just so that we can actually get in conversation and make sure it's a fit. So we have a really great relationship with Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
And they came in, John Felton, CEO, and Jim Cassini, Impact Officer, started us off.
The happiest people.
The happiest people with a big bag of candy. I mean,
Candy works.
Yes.
and but I will tell you, one of the neat things about GLI, they come from school. I know they're hungry. So Stephanie and I have an agreement. I mean, they get apples, they get hummus, they get good stuff, and then they get candy.
And cupcakes.
Balance,
And cupcakes.
balance,
It
balance.
was just Bonnie's birthday, so
just my
we
birthday,
had
so
to
yeah.
have cupcakes
Yes.
too.
And that meant a lot to me. When they came in and we talked, we didn't just dive into money habits. We start talking about what does a wealthy life look like?
Mm-hmm.
What does a wealthy life look like? And then what are money habits to support bringing that about? And why not start this now? They have something called the Kids Credit Union. We're adapting it to teens and older, right? And out of this is going to come a pathway where they can set up savings, they can set up checking, and by their year in junior year, they can actually be eligible for a loan to start financing their dreams when they graduate. This is the kind of stuff that we're doing in GLI. Now, also, Alex, Al Holbrook, if you're
Yeah.
seeing this right,
He's on our board of trustees.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
wonderful.
his daughter, Alex, is at the Dunkirk branch. She's going to be kicking off our January 20th session. And she's going to be coming in and talking about the importance. This was very important to me because I didn't understand it when I was young. But Alex is going to be coming in and we're going to talk about the woman's historical story. It is not to be just assumed that women can have their credit card.
Well, right. That's what I was getting at in the beginning.
Exactly.
There, yeah.
So it was great that you brought that up, and also that Alex is saying, as women, to have agency in life, it's important that you manage your money, take care of it, and it's not just things you want, but experiences you want to experience and things that you want to build.
Let me tell you a little story,
Yeah.
if I might. And I brag about my daughter a lot, but I have sons too, and they're great too, and they're very successful. But we're talking about girls today. So my daughter, as I told you, was in cosmetology. She went through BOCES. She was like top of her class. Went on to the Pittsburgh Beauty Academy and was top. Did real well. Got her associate's degree there.
She'd be a great person to come in and
Oh
share
no,
a story.
she was on years ago, but she's like, Dad, no, send somebody else. She doesn't like to talk.
No, I mean in GLI.
Oh yeah,
To come in and
yeah,
talk to the
sure.
girls. Yeah.
I'll let her know that.
Okay.
And so basically, she got dragged right into the business right away with Darlene, as you know, Darlene Youngs.
Yep.
And they brought her right out of school and became a junior member of the business, and then now owns her own salon, 24 employees, owns half of a huge building, and all that time she was talking to Dad, and we were talking financial, money, smarts, and one of the things I told her early on, I said, Steph, start putting money away for your retirement. She's talking about retiring like in 10 years. I mean, she's only in her 40s.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and goes, well, I just want to do what you and Mom did. Hey, you got the message. And so she got the financial literacy from her dad. But not everybody gets that from their parents because they didn't get it from their parents.
Yeah.
So I am so glad to hear that you're doing this with girls.
Or they get it from their parents and it's reinforced by a program like this. So
Yeah.
they're like, oh wait, maybe Dad isn't crazy.
Oh, well, yeah.
Maybe he's
oh,
crazy.
Well, they make
yeah.
it the knowledge, and now we
Not
build
about that.
practices in a pathway. Remember when I was talking, I don't think we were on camera yet, but it's very important, that we cultivate hope.
Yeah.
in our young people, and part of that is pathways. So creating a pathway to generate that, and like I said, it's not that I didn't get any of that. It's just like I was like, oh yeah, whatever, But it matters, and it matters significantly, especially now. And so when we talk about how do you navigate uncertainty, when there are ways that are within your control to set yourself up to have a foundation, whether that's the people you surround yourself with. We talk about that in GLI. Who are the people around you who are influencing your decisions? I had one of the experiences that I had with the women at the school, right? They have a great program there with First Amendment, First Vote. And so I'm not looking, and we're not looking to duplicate other things that are doing, looking to actually coordinate so that we're filling in gaps.
Yeah,
and
sure.
we're working together as a community to lift these girls up and equip them to go out and have these strengths, these foundations.
Okay, hold that thought. We
Yes.
have a phone call. You ready?
You got it.
All right, good morning, caller.
Good morning, Jack. And good morning, ladies. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice.
Good morning.
Good morning.
morning.
I think it's wonderful what you're doing. And, I can agree with a lot of the things that you were talking about, being bullied. I was bullied as a child. And, the student that comes to school and does their work and doesn't misbehave, those are the ones they go after, it seems.
Well, number one,
You
I'm sorry
agree?
I'm sorry that happened to you, but I hope you'll find this encouraging. One of our quietest members of GLI, actually her word was courage, or being brave, and smiling. I think, we talked about that, but it was being personable. But our quietest applied her word, and when she came back and said what she learned, her word gave her more strength or courage or confidence, I guess might be the word, to actually help a friend of hers stand up to a bully at school. And she noticed what she learned, because I teach people to be a self-scientist, right? Try things out. Don't let people just tell you what to do. And it's nice. I'd like to be told what to do a little bit more now than I used to. But we have to figure out ways to stand up, and we can't stand up always alone. And she was saying, I noticed, number one, I was able to be there for my friend. Number two, I felt a little stronger in myself, and my friend thanked me, and the bully backed off.
So, Linda, what do you think about this program?
I think it's an excellent program, and I think it's very much needed. But I have to tell you, I was given encouragement by two very dear friends and my mother. And my mother, more or less, my mother said, she said they're jealous of you.
That's right. I've heard those things. Yeah.
Yeah. She said they're jealous of you. And she gave me all kinds of encouragement. And, and that just really helped me a lot. And my friends. And you want to know something?
Sure.
Nobody dares bully me again. Because if they rattle my cage, they're in trouble.
All right.
Right.
Now, so you had those people surrounding you to give you that courage and to make
Yes.
you who you are today. And some of these girls don't have that. And that's what GLI provides and gives them the tools they need to be able to be somebody like you. Maybe she should come in and talk.
That sounds like a good idea.
Well, and real quick, Linda, when I was in school, my brother and I were probably close to 5'10", like in 6th grade,
Ouch.
and we were bullied by a little punk that was like 4 foot nothing, because he had this little gang around him, and that's where he got his, his juice.
Yeah.
And we took care of him.
Well, actually, a bully is a coward.
Yes.
And if you stand up to a bully, they wilt.
Yep. Well, anyways. Well, thanks for calling in. We only got about 5 minutes left, so we want to keep plowing ahead, okay?
Well, have a beautiful, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas,
You too, Linda.
and have a wonderful week. And I'll talk to you next week.
All right, and thanks for calling in, Lynn. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Great story. Yeah.
Great story.
Yes.
Great story.
So,
well, that's, and one of the things that we talk about is, like I said, goes back to that idea Stephanie and I talked about from the very start, which is, that Y being the place where girls can feel a sense of belonging, they feel safe. you know, we can all be strong within ourselves, but also have vulnerability. This whole idea of being strong, you know, and always in fight mode and stuff like that. Nobody wants to live like that all the time.
It takes so much energy out of you,
It takes
too.
a ton of energy.
You always got to be tough and, you know, show up and look like you're this and that. Yeah, it's nice to be vulnerable and soft.
And be able to do that from strength.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to bring these kinds of things, and we don't do it within ourselves. There's so many, like I said, so many people within our community, and also within our nation, and also within our world. So I like to bring in those stories and influence, and the girls are bringing those in as well,
Cool.
because there are people that speak to their hearts.
Yep.
And we want to hear those stories. Now, speaking of stories, can I bring up something else?
Please do.
Something that I built into the program, again, cultivating it for our community, is something about women breaking barriers. And so, right? And so, and very thankful, Westfield Women's Organization is looking for a way that they can help support us in this. But we're setting up a field trip in the spring where we're taking the girls to Seneca Falls, birthplace of women's rights.
Oh, right.
Women breaking barriers in politics, right? And agency in that area, right? And then we're also, you know, another trip that I have on the radar is women breaking barriers in comedy.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Sure.
Going to the Comedy Center and the Lucy Center, right?
Oh, gosh, Lucille Ball. Oh, my
Absolutely.
gosh, yes. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so we're getting down on time here. So
Okay.
what's the time commitment for folks, girls, to be in this program? Is it weekly, monthly? How does it work?
The way I have it set up right now, and I'll be surveying the girls, and we're, you know, again, this is a living conversation as we just started, you know, what works best for parents and the girls. But what's working right now is first 3 Tuesdays of the month,
Okay.
3:30 to 5 o'clock. So they come from school, right? We get a snack together, we sit down and we do what we do. We have guests in, whatever it is that we're working on at the time. And
They come to all our events and help out. It's really nice.
yeah, thanks, because I was looking at my paper, because, you know, one of the things is they were there, you know, we did the gala,
I was
but
there.
also Christmas in the Village, right?
I was there.
Yep. You know, so our girls were helping the little ones,
Okay.
you know, and handing out cookies and taking pictures and
Getting them involved.
getting them involved. Because here's the thing, part of belonging is not just the girls belonging, feeling for themselves, but being part of the belonging of a
Connecting.
community.
Yeah.
And so learning that it's that intersection between who I am, who I can be, and what I can contribute.
So people will ask, how much does it cost to be in this program?
It's absolutely free. It's for all girls, and it's absolutely
Ages?
free because of the United Way and because of those people that are making
What's
it
your age
possible.
group?
8th grade to 12th.
So 14, 19, something like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. 19 would be the real high end, right?
Well, because
For those-
we have those late bloomers that
We do have those
they were
late
held
bloomers.
back.
Right.
Yeah. I was one of those. Came
Me
in
too,
in the
yeah.
December kids.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a minute and a half left. So how about some contact information? How, if someone's watching right now, or there's a young lady that wants to join in, how do they get a hold of you?
So the best way is go online, YWCAWestfield.org,
Okay.
right? YWCAWestfield.org. And take a look at our page. Damian Dodd does a fantastic job with the website, and he's got a picture of the banner there. Click on the thing that shows up when you go to the page,
And the
it'll
banner
take
is
you right
GLI
there.
or girl?
And the banner right there is GLI. You can
Okay.
see that. And if it's not, just give it a second. It'll scroll to it. And you can see a little bit about us. There's a flyer there. And another is certainly 326
2011.
2011.
Yeah, 9 to 1.
Okay.
Violet's there.
326-2011. Okay. So, Bonnie,
You can always, can I mention one thing?
Yeah.
You can also email me directly at gli@ywcawestfield.org.
Okay. All right, we're out of time just about. So, Bonnie, thanks for coming in. Sounds like a
my
great
pleasure.
program. And anytime you want me to come over and talk with the girls, I'll be happy to do
Oh,
that.
that would be great.
We love that. We love men too. This isn't
Well,
just, this is
good.
about, you're right. we love men too.
What I'm saying is, you know, I would love to have them come down to the studio and get
would be
interviewed
fun.
or whatever. And
Yeah.
we don't have to be on the air. We could just do interviews.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'd
Yeah.
love that.
Okay. You get the last
Absolutely love
word,
that.
Miss Stephanie.
The last word, I want to say discipline. Have discipline and be kind, be a good human.
Okay. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. I am loving this big time. And I want to wish everybody the happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I hear music in the background.
We do.
Where'd that
Are you
come
going to
from?
start singing?
I don't know the song. Anyways.
That's really nice.
Have a wonderful, he put in all right. So anyways, we're going to call this a wrap, and please enjoy family, hang out together, have a great time, and keep an eye on those young ladies that are struggling out there, and young boys for that matter, and give them a helping hand. We'll see you all next week right here, Channel 1301 Spectrum and Access Chautauqua. Take care now. Bye-bye. See how I do that? I'm like the conductor.